Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry. Thank you so much for being here. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 9 things that I got accomplished. I call them my accomplishments and my wins. Living in the transitional housing unit for 2 years. I'm such a big advocate for transitional housing because I was homeless. I come from a rough background. I was homeless a lot. And so it wasn't until I got to the transitional housing unit when they accepted me in the program and I spent 2 years there is where everything started coming together. So I'm a big advocate. So there's a lot of people that's like scared and fearful of the unknown. They don't really know. So I'm about to give you all the insights to what I experienced, and I experienced so much in the 2 years, and I believe my content will help you out to make a decision to go into the transitional housing and to also find transitional housing and how to apply. So my video content is geared all around just life issues and encouragement and motivation. Okay, so number one is I obtained my driver's license, and back then it was hard to get your driver's license. You had to go apply through the court, go in front of everybody and the judge. Now it's much easier. You may have to take one class, or you may have to pay like maybe $50, and or maybe like if you owe 5,000, you just may have to pay 200 or 250 to get your license back and get on the SR22 bond high risk insurance. I purchased my first truck. I had a car before, but this I purchased with my own money that I had saved, and I was proud of myself. And I went on the car lot and got my truck. This truck took me to Alabama, So number 3 is that I got a job, and that's how I purchased my first truck because, I was working, I was saving. Number 4 is I saved money. I saved money because in the transitional housing, I only have to pay $50 a month for the whole 2 years. I didn't have to pay like $50 each month. That was my rent. I didn't have to pay for water, gas, electric, garbage, nothing, just my own personal phone. And if I had, my things, my insurance or whatever, and just $50 for rent. And that was it. So I was able to save money. Man, these are accomplishments. These are big wins. So if you are looking, trying to decide whether you want to go into transitional housing or not, and you don't have these things, you need to get your life in order, listen. Number 5 is I obtained my GED. I had dropped out of school in 10th grade. I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't going to school. I was just like going to church, being in this abusive marriage, and raising kids, and to the best of my ability. I didn't have anything. I couldn't do anything. Number 6 is I enrolled in college for business. I also enrolled in strength training and like cardio because I knew I had to build myself up. And I'm telling you, it was such a blessing to me to go into college at this time. It was one of these colleges where it was 4 years, and it was on campus, and it was so big. It was so pretty. I got to meet people. I just felt like that college kid again. I felt like I was doing my thing, in which I was. The college experience was so great. I'm telling you, I met so many people, my professors, I met friends, and I got my body in shape. I'm telling you, I was in the best shape. My mental clarity was on point, and I'm telling you, when I kept all them distractions away. Number 7 is I completed the parenting classes and all the things that I needed to do. I was going to groups because I had a child, 2 children that was involved with the law, and they were just, acting out probably because of my life, but I had to do these things through juvenile court. So I was doing all this in the 2 years. I was busy, y'all, but I did that work. I did the work, and it felt so good. Some of us don't want to do the work, but we got to do the work if we want to get somewhere, if we want to grow, we want to mature, we want to have a better life. And I'm telling you, it's hard, but it just feels so good when you're doing it yourself, and the reward of it. And it's just like you just know God is with you. He's smiling on you. Okay, and number 8, y'all ain't gonna believe this, but while I was in transitional housing, for 2 years. I started a business. Now, I started the business after I started college. I got a little bit of insight, but I started a business, okay? I started a business, and it was a jewelry business, but it took off. I'm going to tell you about that in another video. Um, and number 9 is, y'all not going to believe the experiences I experienced in this transitional housing. I was taken to court by the state, so state versus me, on a child support case, because I had an unruly child, and she went off for 6 months. She was ordered to stay in like a group home, just to separate from me, and so they was making me pay child support. And so I ended up being my own lawyer, and I won that case. And let me tell you, y'all, it was like nobody could tell me nothing. I was on this straight adrenaline high for 2 years, and I did that thing. I'm telling you, when I tell you how much you can grow, you can do all the things you never thought you would be able to accomplish if you go into transitional housing. And why I advocate so much, this is why. And I'm making a video on the benefits. This is accomplishments and wins. But I ain't even talking about the benefits yet, okay? So all that in came together, and it just worked for me. And all the while, I was still going to church. And at the time, I was a, what do you call, spiritual dancer. So I was dancing. I was at practice every Wednesday. I was going to groups. I was going to college, working. Yes, I was doing all that. So let me tell you, please, please, if you are homeless, if you are staying in a just a regular like 30-day shelter, or you're staying in a domestic violence shelter, or you're staying in a hotel, if you are staying on somebody's couch, you might be on Metro waiting on your apartment to come, or I'm saying going to a transitional housing. Hands down, they helped me so much, and it helped me having a stable place to live so I could get the accomplishments done, and so I could get disciplined, and so I could stay away from distractions. You're going to have to let people go. So that's all I have for you in this video. But stay tuned if you want to know all about my stories, what business, how the business went, more and more things opening up. Just stay tuned. This is a channel for you, okay? So I'm just praying my videos help you, and that you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you could be notified of all my videos when I post them. And I thank you for your time. Peace and blessings. Till the next time. Ciao.